arrived to Iceland is we rented a car, because otherwise you will be stuck in traffic. You will be taking tours from Reykjavik, going all over the country, and you're going to be wasting your time. So that's why we have a car. And the first thing we did once we rented a car, we went to Blue Lagoon. Now we had the rain, we had the wind, but we didn't allow this to ruin our experience. In fact, I think that added a little bit of drama. The water inside the lagoon is very hot. So even if it's cold outside, you're in hot water, and that makes it very pleasant. The pass to the lagoon includes a facial mask. You want to do that facial mask, and it also includes a drink. We're finally here. The next thing we did, we went into Thingvellir National Park. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing correctly, because the words here in Iceland are absolutely terrible to pronounce. And the significance of this park is that you can see a crack in the earth, the crack that separates North American and Eurasian plates. That's why Iceland is really located not necessarily in Europe, but between Europe and North America, and that's very cool. Only crazy people can go out in this weather. Super windy, rain is increasing in intensity, but hey, we are in Iceland, maybe first and only time, so I have to check out this national park. Luckily we have this windproof and waterproof jackets and pants. So let's go check out Iceland. Then we went to our Airbnb, a simple building. We had one room to ourselves. There were other tenants. We had shared facilities. Check this out. This is our dining place for today. Icelandic theme. Expecting us. Thank you. today we are going to do a lot of driving, many different stops. And our first stop for today is geyser. We can smell it in the air. The whole area is steaming. We can hear the sound. Here we are. The main geyser is behind me. We just witnessed a couple of explosions. It's erupting every 5 to 10 minutes. That's what we've been noticing here. 3, 2, 1. But the best one is definitely the view from the top. We just went up with our drone and check out the footage. The road trip continues. Quick stop. That's a nice croissant.
Biscoff. Looks very good. Show me what's inside.
Our second stop is South Coast Falls. Again, not sure I'm pronouncing it. It's right over there. Check this out. Wow. And now we are going behind the waterfall. Let's look at a different angle here. Must be beautiful. There it is. There it is. Absolutely gorgeous. Not many waterfalls give this angle where you can see it from behind. This one is absolutely gorgeous. Check this out. Woo! This is why you come to Iceland, not for Reykjavik. Reykjavik should be like 10% of your trip if you're coming to Iceland. You come here, you get a car, you drive around. Check this out. There's a freaking glacier right over there on the side of me. This is crazy, man. This is absolutely insane. Iceland didn't disappoint. Our next stop is Durhalley Point, and it keeps getting better. Look at that. Black sand beach, mountains, and then there's glacier. Absolutely insane. The next stop is, I can't even try to pronounce the name of this beach. It is a black beach, as you can see. But the most unique, there's two unique things about this beach. One is that this beach is super dangerous. It has what's called sneaker waves. They come unexpectedly and will drag you inside the ocean. You will be dead within minutes, so have to be very careful. And the second unique thing about that is those columns. Those are absolutely incredible. We're gonna go close and have a look at them. They were formed when the lava from up there came all the way down. The lava came down, it met the water, it met the sea, it cooled down very fast, and those columns were formed. Absolutely incredible. We haven't seen anything like that in the world. Wow. Can't believe nature created all this. Unbelievable. Beautiful. This is unbelievable, guys. Absolutely unbelievable. This is just day 2 here in Iceland. Can't believe yesterday we were on the plane, and today this became a regular landscape for us. I mean, we're driving, we're walking, and like there's no way to describe this. And this is why I'm doing this video, to preserve the memories, because guess what? After a couple of days, once you leave the country, you lose those memories, right? This is the best way to preserve the memories. And of course, I'm doing it for you guys because I want to inspire you. I want to inspire you to come and visit this beautiful country, Iceland. A few months ago, we were watching this movie called Katla. It's about the Katla volcano here in Iceland. And back then, we didn't even think about coming to Iceland. And the city that was featured there was called Vik, V-I-K. And guess what? We are here right now, Vik city, Vik town, right here. That's the church that was featured in the movie. That's the beach, and that's the whole city. The population is only 300. Small town city right by the ocean. All right, it's 3 a.m. and we were waking up by the aurora call here in the hotel to let us know that it is visible. Now check it out. Good morning. Today we are doing something for the very first time. Today we are going to climb a glacier. Never done that before. Glacier is basically accumulation of snow on top of the mountain. There's so much snow that it basically crystallizes and becomes ice. And today we are going to hike one of those glaciers here in Iceland. And actually this is one of the largest ones in the world. We're gonna meet our tour guide in half an hour. We're gonna get instructions and we're gonna go and do it for the very first time. And that's the most beautiful thing about traveling, doing something for the very first time.
Claudia, I'm going to be your guide for today, and what is about to happen now. As you can see, there are no glaciers. We are going to use this big car to drive as close to the glacier as possible, where we are going to walk for roughly 20 minutes to the terminal phase of the glacier. I'm going to give you equipment that you need for the glacier hike, which are crampons, harness and a helmet. I'm going to show you how to use the equipment, and we are going to spend roughly 3.5 hours hiking on the ice. first, second. And you bring it up, and the question is always jacket in or jacket in. So the glacier that we are visiting today is actually the largest glacier of the Europe, and it's called Vatnajökull. Have you heard that name before? Vatnajökull. So in Icelandic, all the words are very difficult and long, because all the words have a meaning. So they always take two words and put them together, or sometimes even three words. So Vatnajökull stands for Vatna is water, and Jökull means glacier in Icelandic. At the bottom of the harbor. So every now and then they have to bring a train and make it go like that. Now you can take a video. Now it's yours. Oh, good one. Oh, wow! God, we're on so fast.
Absolute amazing experience. We learned so much more about glaciers, how they formed by snow accumulating on top of the mountains, how they create pressure, how they turn to ice, how they melt underneath, and that's how they slide down. Learned so much more, but the most amazing thing was seeing them with our own eyes. It was like nothing, unbelievable experience. So we're exhausted, and we knew that Iceland is not for relaxing. Lots of activities to do here, and speaking of that, our next stop is going to be also absolutely insane, and we're going to be there in half an hour, and we will connect with you guys right there. Our next stop is going to be this glacier lake. We're going to take a boat. Check them out. The icebergs are already in the lake. This is insane, man. Like they're falling all the way from those glaciers into this lake, and that's why this is called Glacier Lake. And sometimes they flip, sometimes they crack. It's unbelievable.
glacier started forming around 3,000 years ago, which is very different from the glacial lagoon. The glacial lagoon here where we are sailing did not exist up until the 1930s, so it is less than 100 years old. And the reason why there was no lagoon is that the glacier was bigger. The glacier used to reach all the way down to the beach where glacier ends and lagoon begins. There's a big wall of ice there where ice and water meet, and that wall moves forward a little bit every day. So because of the weight of the glacier, the icebergs end up breaking off the edge into the water and then slowly travel towards the ocean, which is there on the other side. But what you can see above the surface is a very small part, only roughly 10%, literally the tip of the iceberg. So you can imagine underneath the surface, if there's 90% there, how much bigger it is than what we can see out here.
This is a 1,000-year-old piece of ice. Can you imagine? That was insane.
Awesome, yeah, amazing experience. Something you see on the TV and then like it's...
I'm lost for words. I'm lost for words, man. Only in Iceland, I'm lost for words. It is absolutely incredible. Gotta see it. You gotta see it with your own eyes. You gotta see it with your own eyes.
Gotta see it to believe it.
Yeah. And now let's have some lamb.
Lamb burger you having?
Yeah, we've been having lamb here pretty much every day, and today we are getting a lamb burger. Here we come. Ooh.
Let's try.
All right.
Cheesy. Смотри. The bounce is up. We are on the diamond beach. Let's see what kind of diamonds we're gonna find today. Number 2.
So what's happening here? This is called Diamond Beach because, as you can see, there's a whole bunch of ice here, and the ice is actually coming from the glacier lagoon we've just been to. So basically the glacier breaks, the pieces go into the glacier lake, and then they come here through a canal and they fall into the ocean, and some of the pieces come back. So this is how this Diamond Beach is created. I think this beach is pretty unique, and especially check out the sand. This is black sand, must be coming from volcano too. Iceland is all about volcanoes, all about ice. They call this the land of ice and fire. The lanes here in Iceland are very narrow. When you're passing someone, it's like literally, a few centimeters from either hitting the car or, there's no shoulders here. So one wrong move and you are dead, basically. So, but definitely get a car, because without a car, it's not going to be fun. Cheers. Getting ready to have some breakfast, and
Who's joining us?
yeah, who is joining us? Over the last couple of days we met a few people here, and we were surprised when we learned that they were not local. Our tour guide yesterday, she was from Slovakia and moved to Iceland 6 years ago. Our bartender yesterday, she was from Romania. So it's interesting, young people are moving here for work. They pay very good money here because everything is expensive. I will mention that in a second. They give them great discounts on accommodations, on stores. So in case you want to move to Iceland, there is a way. Also, I want to talk about prices being ridiculously expensive here in Iceland. And we've been to 60 plus countries, and I think this is the most expensive country. Just a couple of examples. A meal, lamb meal, will cost you $70 US per person. We had a few drinks at the bar yesterday, and one cocktail was $22 US. Slice of $26. Slice of cake was $22. The hotel we were staying at, very simple, $220 per night. Some of the excursions we're taking here, well over $200 per person. So it's pretty expensive, I must tell you. And that's why for local people, the salaries are much more higher than for the rest of the world, which makes sense. So for them, those prices are not expensive, but for tourists, they might be shocking. So I warn you, this is part of traveling, you know, like I'm getting excited about eating a $22 cake, you know. We were shocked to see a 60-inch cake in a supermarket costing $70, and a lamb burger I had another day was over $30. Welcome to Iceland. Basically, the life here in Iceland is concentrated around those natural places, the Glacier Lagoon, the waterfalls, the volcanoes, and the distances between those places sometimes are quite big. Our hotel and the place where we're going now are 3 hours away, more than 3 hours away. And also make sure that plan your road trip, because you can drive for 1 hour and there's no gas station. Literally, you're driving, there's nothing to the left, nothing to the right, no restaurants. So yeah, that's Iceland. I hope the rain is gonna stop soon, because our next adventure is also going to be obviously outside, and it should be epic. So I'll see you in Vik.
5 mínútna moment að þú voru bara að spjalla og spyrja hversu lengi hann hefði verið að gera þetta í 20 ár. Það var rosalega ánægður.
Já, en ég segi bara alltaf ruslakallar, sko, þessi konu eða katt, mér finnst það bara svo ekki svo vænt um það.
Þú veist, mér finnst alltaf kúl.
Þetta er
ruslakallar. Vonandi finnst þér þetta.
Já, það kemur bara í ljós.
Ég man að það var alltaf sko, nú á maður að segja rasti tæknar.
Today's tour is to Katla Ice Cave, and this bad boy, it's a super jeep, is going to take us half-an-hour drive, and we'll see you in the cave.
Yeah, there's some of the guys.
Yeah.
Some of the tours, always we have to follow when people break glass.
Right. Yeah.
and we need to call to the...
This is like being on a different planet. The black sand here is from volcanic eruptions. seen everything.
So I know, guys, you can make ice at your home, yes? And it's gonna take for you like, you just put the water to the freezer, yeah? Then you watch Netflix for 1 hour, something like that, and then you have ice cubes, yes? But the main thing is, like, if you would like to have ice like this one, you need to wait a little bit longer, like 700 years old.
Lamb soup and lamb chops. The Katla Ice Cave blew our mind. It was well above our expectations and the landscape was unbelievable. And now we're ready to eat, and of course it's going to be lamb.
Cheers.
All right, it's now time to go to the capital. We are going to Reykjavik, and that's where we're going to be settling for the night. See you there. Yes! Greetings from Reykjavik. We have arrived to the capital of Iceland last night. We had a couple of hours to walk around and try some food. Obviously checking out the local landmark, the church. Now, as I said, travel to Reykjavik should be 90-10. 90% outside of the capital and 10% in Reykjavik, because there's so much to see outside of the capital. Now we have one more tour to complete here in Iceland before we go home, and that is
Captain thinks we should see some dolphins up ahead. Dolphins.
unfortunately, we haven't seen any whales, but we've seen dolphins, and that was pretty cool. Today is the last day. We're heading home, and I just have to say that this adventure was incredible. I mean, we Canadians spoiled by the nature, and it was wow. The icebergs, the glaciers, the mountains were out of this world. Absolutely insane. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you somewhere else in the world.